Hello and welcome back to My ArundelBiz Podcast. I'm Grayson Orfe.
And I'm Allison Akers. Today we have a really unique company here in Linthicum. We are sitting down with Matt Furstenburg from GripBoost. So I think it's no surprise to anybody that's been watching us that I am a huge Maryland fan and a University of Maryland alum. So I am especially excited to present this Anne Arundel company that has Maryland roots. So Matt, introduce yourself. Tell us a little bit about GripBoost.
Yeah, so my name's Matt Furstenburg. Started GripBoost back in 2012 when I was in college, playing for the Maryland Terps. And I partnered with chemical engineers and an entrepreneur in residence at Maryland, and we kicked the company off in 2014.
Cool.
And we started as a single product company, and then we just started growing and created more products, more products in different markets. So
what is your product? Just to give people a background.
So we the first product we invented was a football grip rejuvenation gel. So it's actually derived from crab shells, which is a great Maryland story. And it just when the grip wears out, it makes them new again.
Cool.
Oh, that's cool.
From crab to grab.
Right.
And then we were also able to infuse that into actual football gloves, as we see here. We make our own football gloves, and we've got some great feedback. So
awesome.
We're on our way.
Yeah. And that came from just playing at Maryland?
Yes. Yep. Played in Maryland,
playing.
just knew what I liked, and I just knew that there was a problem. I was going through hundreds of football gloves a year.
Mm.
And I knew that the average high school and youth athlete couldn't afford 100 gloves a year.
Yeah.
Right.
So that's kind of where the company was derived.
That's great. I think you actually played while I was there. So
Yeah, and then I went on to play for the Ravens. So
awesome.
played there for a year.
Two of my favorite teams.
Yeah.
Not him, but
I'm a Saints fan.
We're a Chiefs fan too, so.
Oh, okay. We'll see. Okay.
Okay.
I'm
All right.
not mad at that. I'm not mad at that. I'm not mad at that at all. So, transitioning from football to being an entrepreneur, like, what was that like? What was the kind of ups and downs of that?
I would just say, for me personally, I think it may be different from other guys, but I always had a passion to start my own business, and because I knew that football was only going to be, maximum of 15 years. I mean,
Sure.
That's like the best tight ends in the league.
Sure.
So you have to have a career after that.
Mhm.
And I feel like my calling is to run a business. So it wasn't that hard for me, but other guys do struggle with that. Like it's your identity. So I just tried to have other things going on the side along with football. So
Yeah.
hedge myself, I guess.
yeah.
Yeah. What was your major in school? Did that help at all with the business?
Not really. I took family studies, which I don't really know what that
Of course
is.
that translates.
Yeah.
But I would say that I majored in real estate development, which did teach me about finance.
Sure.
Mhm.
Kind of what your margins have to be. You
Yeah.
have to make margins to run a business. So yeah, I think that was probably more helpful than anything else.
How'd
Yeah.
you meet your partners?
So while I was playing football, one of the boosters, an entrepreneur in residence, is Harry Geller.
Mm-hmm. Yep.
And he's sold like 10, 15 companies. His big acquisition was he sold a logistics company to DHL. And so he's helped me out a ton with just everything from running a business to negotiating contracts, anything like that. And then
It's great to have a mentor like that and
Yeah.
somebody involved in your company.
Yeah, I would just say it's good to find someone that has expertise in the field. And so that brings me to the engineers. I knew we needed engineers to come along with us. So they were expertise in making the gel product.
And they were also University of Maryland
Yes.
students or alums or?
They were former students and currently, I guess they were doing their PhDs
Okay.
at University of Maryland. So it was kind of just right timing.
Awesome. So how have you grown over the years? What are some key moments in your history since inception?
So I guess the first few years were pretty pivotal. We were growing at like 300% a year, which was crazy. And then as you get bigger, it slows down. The numbers don't go to 300% anymore. It's hard to keep up with that. But the most recent pivotal point was Tyreek Hill for the Kansas City Chiefs started wearing our gloves, and then it just exploded.
Awesome. Yeah, I remember seeing a news article about that.
Yeah. And then he made it to the Super Bowl, and then it was
Was he wearing them in the Super Bowl?
Yeah.
Was he?
Yep.
Awesome.
Oh,
I forgot to look out for that. Very cool.
So it was definitely amazing for this time of year.
Yeah, that's huge for you.
I mean, you talk about marketing. Like
Right.
that's perfect.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So I understand that you've been really good about utilizing resources that are out there for companies. So I think the list goes on from, from University of Maryland, from TEDCO. I know that you've gotten a loan from our the Volt Fund. So you've worked with our finance office, Steve Primash, Tim Sharp, Dawn Seaton, all them. So how have those benefited you? Can you talk a little bit about that process?
Yeah, I mean, any company that needs to grow or wants to grow, you need kind of cash to fuel it.
Sure.
So they've been great help, and to be able to get loans that are not personal guarantees is huge, just because business is very risky.
Yeah.
So that's just been a huge help, and we've tried to stay away from any kind of VC fund where they give you money and they want to run your business. So. And the Volt Fund has just been amazing, where they're not trying to take over your business.
Right.
They want to let you run with it. So
right.
I think that's the best thing that was for
What
us.
was the University of Maryland one? Was that helped you start your manufacturing side?
Yeah. So we had I think a $25,000 grant from them, and that was just for R&D.
Yeah. Okay.
And then TEDCO is also the same. So. Honestly, we weren't able to do any marketing until the Volt Fund, just because
it was all production.
Yeah, they don't allow for anything marketing, which I guess is good and bad. But yeah, it was good to help us.
Yeah, so I mean, for those that don't know, the Volt Fund can help a company with pretty much anything from bringing on new employees to marketing, like he said, to improvements. So yeah, it's a fund that we like to try and get out there.
And the terms were great, so that was also another thing.
Would you recommend other companies look into resources out there like TEDCO, like manufacturing, like Volt?
Absolutely. I think you should search anything that is beneficial to a business owner first before you go to a bank or a VC fund. A bank may not even give you a loan, so unless you put your mortgage up. I take advantage of all the, Maryland's great. The state of Maryland, they do a lot of, they're very business friendly. So,
Great.
Now, I've seen that you transitioned to a lot of big partnerships and sponsorships. How did a lot of those come about?
Yeah. So, I guess our first was Lizard Skins. They're a baseball company, if you don't know, but they're pretty big company in baseball. They do back grip tapes, and we met them at a trade show once, and they came by our booth and they said, "Hey, we want to try this out. Like, everyone's been talking about this grip you guys have been putting on our grip tape."
Yeah.
And so they tried it out and they were like, "Wow, this is amazing. It's clean, non-messy, like pine tar," which it's not. It's a clear, non-messy pine tar, which I would say is that's kind of a lot different than what pine tar does. It's very messy, sticky, and melts in the sun.
Yep.
So they loved it and they took it from there. And then, I mean, every year we've had a lot of opportunities to partner with people, but I would say probably 90% of them don't work out.
That was one that aligned with your business.
Absolutely. Yeah. And they've been a great partner. So, and they have us working on other things too for them.
And without going into maybe everything, but how did the Tyreek Hill come about? How did that sponsorship?
So I built a relationship with their marketing agent, and I said, "Hey, we would love to sign a guy." We sent him a bunch of gloves and products, and Tyreek is the one that sticked. He's like, "Yeah, I love the gloves and love the grip," and it was kind of from there.
Awesome.
So I could already see that you guys are going to have a picture with the Super Bowl ring over the glove.
Oh, perfect.
That will be awesome.
That would be
awesome.
That would be awesome.
And then send it our way, and we'll push it out to
Oh,
everyone.
We want to push that we should get a ring too.
Yes, agreed.
Yeah.
Ring needs to come back to Anne Arundel County to these guys.
But we're happy for Tyreek Hill and the Kansas
Yeah.
City Chiefs. So, I wish, I guess it was the Ravens, but we're happy that for us, it was Tyreek Hill.
Yeah, exactly.
That worked out the best.
Yeah.
for you.
Exactly. Yeah. Now, in talking about football and talking about the future of the NFL, what are your feelings about the XFL?
Yeah, we get calls from the XFL all the time.
Yeah.
We just yesterday had a team that wanted to be sponsored by GripBoost. So,
Oh, that's awesome.
we're open for business in any football league. We actually do a lot in Europe too,
Okay.
which Germany and the UK is growing a lot, and Mexico is actually growing too. And 7-on-7 is kind of getting big.
Yeah.
So that's been big for us too. So.
So you think you're going to start focusing on XFL, or at least open to consideration?
I'm open to it, yeah. If they want to buy product, definitely.
Yeah. Now, with you playing football in the NFL, do you like the new changes that the XFL has kind of brought to the game? Like the kickoff, the new rules, things like that?
I'm actually not familiar with the recent changes. What is it?
Well, what they did is that they'll line up at like the 40 when they do the kickoff, and there's not like a lot of high speed collisions, and your quarterbacks are mic'd up. So you hear everything from the quarterback. You hear the play before it's called. So it's like it's a real fan experience. Yeah, it's a real fan experience. So it's how do you think that would change the game just from like a football standpoint? Do you think can you see that going into the NFL, some of those changes?
I'm not sure about. So the quarterback is aired live on. Oh,
I can't see that.
I don't see that
going
happening in the NFL.
Yeah.
Just because they're a little too strict on keeping it very clean. But I think it's a cool, unique way for the XFL to kind of differentiate themselves.
Yeah.
I mean, it's hard to compete with the NFL, any sport,
because it's so huge. It's the number one. I mean, now what's a story from your playing days that sticks out in your head?
I would just say professionally was the business side of football, where college you know you're going to be there the next day.
Yep.
Yeah.
And everyone's paid, so no one's going to yell at you in the NFL. It's just okay, bring your playbook and you're out.
Yeah.
One day. So I was fired I think twice with the Ravens, and they signed me back, but
Yeah.
Interesting.
I think that was probably the most shocking, I guess.
Yeah, that's a huge change from college.
And like my friends I was building friendships with, they all got cut. So you either start with new guys, they come in every day.
Yeah.
So you guys are really, I would say, making a name for yourself. You're capturing a unique foothold in the sports industry, I'd say. What advice do you have for other entrepreneurs?
Oh, I hope we are doing a good job with that.
I see your name out there more and more.
Yeah, we try. We don't have the budgets of bigger companies, but I would just say, if you think other entrepreneurs, if your business makes a product or service better, then go for it. And if your passion is to do it, go for it by all means. And seek every opportunity you can, and try to be risk adverse as much as you can. Improving the market, the product, and just get better every day, every year. Coach Harbaugh actually used to say, if you can just get better 1% every day, 365 days, you're 365% better.
Yeah. I was going to say, your sports background must help you in your business day to day, just from the perseverance,
the competition,
and from getting better. Yeah, competition.
I think so. There's definitely some very competitive non-sports people, but I love competition, and I think that perseverance is probably the biggest, because you have so many ups and downs, and it's best to just stay even keeled.
Yeah, definitely. Can you talk a little bit about your impact on youth sports and why that's kind of important for you guys? Because I know that you said, I mean, your gloves are kind of solving a need for that industry, for families that can't afford to buy gloves like as often as you need to for football.
Yeah, we just want to make the best products out there, and we want kids to continue to play with the best products and the most reliable products. So wherever company that may be, we hope it's us, but we want to provide that service for the youth kids. And yeah, we donate a lot to some schools, so we help some kids that are underprivileged. So
that's important.
Because I mean, it helps, especially when you learn the game at a young age. It's kind of like that's how you fall in love with it, and having the proper equipment is all the success in the world. Like, you know, you're sometimes you're only as good as your equipment is. So you know what I mean. So a lot of kids out there, you know, rocking the GripBoost. I mean, it's just yeah.
Yeah, we
so
hope so.
This is one of your gloves.
Yes.
This is your prototype, and then you can. So how does it work? I don't know. You can explain.
So our football glove here is the palm is infused with our like crab shell additive.
Okay.
And then when the grip wears out, you would just rejuvenate it with the gel.
So okay.
Oh, okay.
So for people and families that don't know where to get them, how can they find you guys? Where can they find you guys?
We are in retail stores, but we're very select retail stores.
Okay.
Midwest, out in California, but online, GripBoost.com, Amazon, Walmart, eBay. Yeah, pretty much any of those.
So GripBoost.com, GripBoost.com. Yes. And then you also do, what are the other sports you're into?
We're in golf too. We're trying to grow that business.
Yeah.
But with the recent Tyreek Hill, we had to put a lot of our investment into football. Sure. But yeah, we're continuing to grow grassroots with golf. A little bit tougher market, but and then we're also in baseball, as I said, with Lizard Skins.
Yeah. So that's the partnership that you use them. You guys partner for baseball.
Yeah, we white bottle label to them,
okay.
And they do all the marketing and distribution for that product. So
makes sense.
Great. Well, Matt, thanks for talking to us today, man. This has been awesome, and all the best to you with GripBoost, and it's a wonderful product, man.
Yeah, thanks for having me today.
Yeah. Any other last words? Not just to put you on the spot.
Follow us at GripBoost on Instagram.
Perfect.
Yep. See what we're doing every day. We do a lot of behind the scenes stuff. So.
Which is a great segue into, we have just officially launched on Instagram. So My ArundelBiz Podcast is our handle on Instagram. And as usual, you can find our podcast on all of our social media platforms, all of our other ones. So Facebook, Twitter, LinkedIn, YouTube. As well as on our website, ArundelBiz.org. So tune in, learn about some really cool companies like GripBoost here and other entrepreneurs in Anne Arundel County. They are really what makes our county the best place for all.
Absolutely.
Thanks, guys.